One of the best features about Framer is overrides, which are going to essentially help you create animations and micro interactions that look awesome. Now, on this website, frameroverrides.com, you're going to find all sorts of different overrides which are going to help you create these micro interactions. So I'm going to give you a demo as to how this works. And once you created your account, you're going to be able to access all of these overrides. So in this scenario, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the skew override, which is going to enable to skew any layer. Now, as I click on it, you're going to see the dedicated page where you can copy the override, which you're going to find right here below. So here's the instruction. You can essentially adjust the skew amount as needed. So you're going to see, for example, this skew -7, which you can find in the code preview. So it's going to be this one right here. For the very most part, is as simple as that. Some overrides are going to have more values to tweak, but it's pretty straightforward and you don't need any code experience whatsoever. So what we're going to do is you're going to copy the override by clicking on this button right here, which is going to copy it in the clipboard. And at this point, we're going to go back to our Framer site and say that I want to skew this layer right here. I can simply click on Code Overrides on the bottom right. And as you can see, now we have this option, which is essentially opening up the overrides section. Now you might also want to go under new file, or you're probably going to see this new file, create code file by default. So either way, if you already have some color overrides, maybe in the Framer template that you've been using, or maybe you added them previously by copy and pasting an element with an override, you're going to essentially be able to create the override. So in this case, we are going to call it skew, and we're going to select the new override. Let's click on create. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to delete all of this. I'm going to copy the override. And again, you can see that over here, this is going to be the value that we're going to want to tweak if we need it. And at this point, we can simply go on home and under file, while still having the layers selected, you can click on skew, which is the override which we just created. And you can select the override with skew in this case. So if we go ahead and we try and play this website, you can see that now we have the skew applied to this very element. But let's say that I wanted to change the skew at this point. You can simply click on edit code, and right back we're going to simply have the skew at -3, and this is going to basically save it in just a moment. And if I try and utilize the skew again, you can see that now it's not as marked. So it's really easy to change the code. One recommendation that I have for you is if you're not familiar with coding languages such as JavaScript, or in general, whenever you want a customization of the code and you're not really familiar with it and maybe some of the instructions were unclear, you can utilize ChatGPT in order to ask for edits or even commenting. So for example, the two most common use scenarios on my day-to-day whenever I'm working on a website is could you comment and describe the lines of this code. And by day-to-day, I'm not referring to the fact that I'm using this prompt daily, but whenever I work with code, as I'm not a developer, I'm going to ask ChatGPT questions in order to better understand some of the code And as you can see, it's going to give you a line-by-line commentary. So you can basically understand what's going on from a high level. So if anything it's not working or you want to tweak it, you can essentially do just that utilizing ChatGPT. And even, for example, if in this code we didn't have a specific or clear instruction that we needed to adjust this queue, we can utilize ChatGPT for this very purpose. And so, for example, I want to change the skew amount in this code snippet. Which line should I edit? I'm going to copy and paste the code again. And as you can see, it's giving you the exact instruction. So whenever you have issues with code being code snippets of overrides or any embed code that you're adding on your Framer site, ChatGPT can be instrumental in helping you solve any code related issues, even if you don't know not even the basics of that coding language, which is always something good to know. But that being said, this is a tool which is going to help you by a lot when working with overrides and much more in Framer.